Hello, hi y'all. I'm grabbing some stuff. I was really hoping to make it. Can you even hear me? Hey, hello. I was hoping to make it on time, but we are 1 minute late. But usually I'm later than that, so we're working on it. But I'm going live today to talk about Spirt School, which is my psychic development class. And we are open right now for enrollment. Class is going to begin April 9th. So I just want to tell people a little bit about this. And I know it's in the middle of the day, so I don't expect too many people to come on. But I'm going to give you all the information. I'm going to save this video so that people can come back and listen to it. So let me just pull up all the info. I'm going to light this incense. Bring the energy in. I was just running around. So I just want to, get the vibes right. So yeah, I'm excited. This class is called Spirt School. I created it in 2020. So I've been teaching it for like almost 2 years now, which is crazy. And then now we're starting another cycle. So I do this class a couple times a year so far. We took a break for a while. I haven't taught the class since this summer or last summer. So I haven't taught the class in a while, and I've created some updates, and I'm just really excited. I don't know where to put this. I don't have my ashtray, and I don't want to move. But anyway, let me just fix this so that I'm not just distracted, and then we'll get talking. And then if people come on and they have questions, I'm happy to answer them. Also, if you are interested in signing up but you want to ask me questions like face to face, you can set up a consultation with me, and they're free. We'll meet for like 15 minutes over Zoom, and you can ask me all your questions and also just check in, make sure this is the right class for you, the vibe's right, you're feeling it and you're ready to sign up. And of course you can always email me, or email is best. You can DM me, but email is best. If you just have a quick question and you don't want to set up a consultation. But yeah, if you want to set up a consultation, you just go to the link in my bio, and it will send you to my appointments page to book a session, and there's a consultation form, and it's 15 minutes over Zoom. It's free, and then we can talk. So yeah, let's get started. Let's get talking. I'm just gonna take some notes, and we'll get into it. So, Spirt School right now is open for enrollment. This is an 8-week long psychic development class that I have created, where we focus on psychic development, intuitive development, and energy healing. And we'll get into in a second what that all entails. But basically the structure of the class, how it works is, you guys like that? The class is 8 weeks long. We meet live over Zoom, so you can join from anywhere if the time zone allows you to. And the classes are recorded if you can't attend live, but this is preferably you can come live. Maybe you can miss a week or 2 weeks, if something comes up. But this is a class where I want you to set the intention that you're going to come live, because elements of it are going to be participatory. So it's really going to depend on your live attendance and how much work you want to put into it. And part of it is going to be practicing. So I want you to be able to be available to come live. So yeah, we meet on Saturdays this semester, starting April 9th for 8 weeks. And again, that's on Zoom, and it's going to be at 5:30 p.m. PST. We meet from 5:30 to 5:30 to 6:45. Is that right? I think it's let's double check. I think I set it to 75 minutes, but maybe I set 90 minutes. Let's check real quick so I give you guys the right information. But we meet live on Zoom for those 8 weeks, and then there's a whole self-study material portion to the class as well. So let's get into that in a second. Let me just double check for you guys all the accurate information. So if you want to read more about this, you can go directly to my website, gracelandon.com. All of it is linked in my bio, or just search my name, Grace Landon, you'll find me. gracelandon.com, and there's a Spirt School tab on there that's dedicated to this class, and it gives you the details of what the class entails, and you can sign up directly on there and pay and do that whole thing. So let's see. 75 minutes. Okay. Yeah, I didn't want to tell you the wrong information. So again, we meet Saturdays, 5:30 p.m. to 6:45 p.m. PST on Zoom online. So yeah, I'm super excited. And then you get self-paced online learning modules. And you get 12 of those. So you'll receive a online like self-paced study packet like each week, and then at the end of class, when class ends, you'll receive the 3 more or whatever it is. I'm really bad at math, if you can't tell. I'm not perfect. But you receive 12 self-paced learning modules. So there'll be some stuff that you'll continue to do when the live classes end. And for this class, there'll be like one homework assignment that you're going to be working on week to week, but then there's going to be a barrage of other material that you can like dive into at your own pace during the 8 weeks and then beyond that. So my intention is that students will be able to like learn a shit ton in the class, but then they have all this like library of material to continue going to like for the next few weeks, for the next few months. Like I have people who took it in 2020 who still go back to the material. So it's there as like a supplemental support for you, but it's not there for you to feel like you have to do every single thing within the 8 weeks, because that's unrealistic. So yeah, we meet live. And so what the live classes are all about is psychic development and energy healing. So we go over different elements of psychic and mediumship development. And we work on different practice exercises, and then yeah, you learn a bunch of stuff on your own time. So when we meet live, it looks a little bit like this. Like I introduce a topic, what we're going to be working on, and then we'll do a practice exercise together as a group in class. So you're going to be participating both within your mind and your head, and then speaking dialogue back and forth, asking questions, that kind of thing. And then about 20 minutes at the end of class, we will do a Reiki, like energy healing meditation, energy clearing for the group. So it's really to support you on like, bringing relaxation to the body, helping you feel like at peace, like all those good things about Reiki. But within this class, my intention is supporting you on releasing fear, releasing shame, releasing doubt, these things that hold us back from believing that we are able to connect with our intuition, with our higher mind, with our higher self, with our spirit guides, whatever you want to think about it as. So with your God source within. But we're all going to be connecting and practicing with each other. So the first, I think it's the first 5 weeks we'll do practices and stuff as a group. And then the last 3 weeks, I'm going to have everyone be able to practice both giving and receiving a reading in the group. So we'll work on different elements of how to connect with your intuition, practice receiving intuitive messages, and then relaying those intuitive messages and receiving the confirmation that you are indeed able to do this. So what that looks like is we talk about a number of different topics. So we talk about the psychic senses, the clear senses. So what does it mean to be a psychic? How would that work? How does that look like? That kind of thing. So the clear senses, the idea is that we have extra sensory perception. We're able to tune in and see more and feel more and know more than what meets the eye or what only one part of our brain believes or thinks. So we're able to access and tap into those different elements. So clairvoyance is probably the most fancy popular one. That's like the popular one that everyone loves and wants to be so good at. And that's probably what you hear about. Like, I see ghosts, I see spirits, that kind of thing. So that is common for some people, and other people, it's about building up those skills. So anyone could be a clairvoyant and anyone could be any of the other clairs as well. But that doesn't mean that they're only that. They can develop all the other clairs, all the other senses. So just like the way I can hear and I can also taste, some people can't hear and also taste in the real physical world, but also in the spiritual world. But you can develop the other senses to allow you to strengthen those more minor abilities. So for me personally, clairsentience and claircognizance are my strongest clairs. So what that means is I'm able to psychically feel and psychically know. But I have also spent the last about 2.5 years really working on my clairvoyance, which is my ability to see. And it's growing, it's getting better. I definitely am able to receive visions. My visions are becoming a lot more clearer. And for me personally, and this is not everyone's experience, but this is my experience, and this is, I share my experience to help people with their experiences, is that I had a lot of fear, and that held me back from seeing. So as a child, as a young person, I would see a lot of spirits. I would see things in my mind's eye that were scary to me. And I really shut that down. And I was like, I don't want to see these things. And just in general of like visualizing, like someone was like, oh, see an apple in your mind. Like that is hard for me. And it wasn't hard for me when I was a little kid. And I did have like some formative scary experiences that caused me to shut down that ability. So as I have opened up to, I am a psychic, I'm a medium, all these things I've been discovering about myself the last 6 years or so, I have been working actively the last two or so years to open that back up, and that has allowed me to explore more of different aspects of it. But that's just my example. So in the class, we work on all the different clear senses. So there's different exercises that we do to work on those abilities. So that is psychic feeling, psychic knowing, psychic smelling, psychic seeing, psychic hearing, etc. So we work on exercises for all of those elements within the class, like practice stuff, and then you also have homework assignments to work on those. And then there is a lot of material that is focused on allowing you to feel safe, allowing you to feel ready to open up those senses, because it can be a little bit overwhelming sometimes. So my intention with creating this class is to allow people to feel as safe and comfortable as they can, opening up to these more weird and wild spiritual psychic experiences. And just to have the community as well of like a small group of people that you can like practice with without feeling like you have to be perfect, you have to get it right. Because with this type of work, there is no 100% guarantee that every time you're going to be 100% accurate. And it often is also that we are deciphering stuff through our own lens. So if I get an image of a rose in my mind, like I might have as an association with that rose, but the other person in the group might have a different association with the rose, and then the other person has a different association with the rose. But we share what we receive because then they can receive the message through their lens as well. So that works as well, like in a client session. If you are choosing to down the line use your intuitive skills to help other people in like a reading one-on-one type of experience. So this class isn't to like teach you to be a professional psychic, but it is supportive if that's a pathway that you want to go down. This class is for all levels of experience and all like intentions of experience. Like maybe you just want to explore this for your own stuff, or maybe you are someone who took Reiki with me, or someone who is interested in tarot, or has these other divinatory practices or spiritual practices, but they want some support around developing specifically their psychic abilities and understanding what that means. In this class, we also, towards the end of class, we also talk a little bit about mediumship and connecting in that way with communicating with spirits, crossover loved ones, like, dead people, ghosts, that kind of thing. As well as more like ethereal energies, like our spirit guides. We talk about spirit guides and connecting with them and opening up that ability, and some exercises centered around that, and then diving into a little bit about like journeying, astral spaces, like I would say the more advanced part of the class. At the end, we give you some skills centered around that, like connecting with the Akashic records and shamanic journey, like going into astral projection type of thing. So using your mind to go into other places. And that's a little bit, we have some exercises focused around that. And then the last 3 weeks in class, we will have everyone practice both giving and receiving readings. So we have kind of a whole module centered around working with different abilities. We're talking about Spirit School, my psychic development class right now. So the last few weeks, we have different modules and different exercises to have you work on different aspects of intuitive practices, intuitive readings. So we talk about different tools and technologies that you can use to read another person or yourself. And then in class, the last few weeks, the live classes, I have you practice with each other, both giving and receiving. So we talk about using oracle cards. We talk about using pendulums. So a pendulum is a way to receive yes or no answers. And we talk about some other tools and technologies that can be helpful for connecting with the divine, with your spirit guides, and with crossover loved ones. So it's basically like a psychic boot camp, I would describe it as. So we go over a bunch of different subjects, and then in the self-study material, you receive a bunch of meditations. So those are all to be used on your own time, and those go through, basically it's taking you through your energy centers, clearing stuff out, allowing you to feel more comfortable, working on your boundaries, psychic boundaries, grounding, all these, like I would say, principal things that are important to start with before you're diving into like astral projection and all this stuff we get into later in the class. So I think it's really important to focus on, what does it mean to be grounded? What does it mean to have spiritual boundaries or spiritual protection? Like what is that, and how can I do that? Why would I need to do that? Like what is that about? So like I said, each week we introduce a topic, then we do an exercise focused on that. And then in the last 20 minutes of class, I'll do an energy healing, clearing. So, let me just read to you the syllabus. And this is on my website. So, you'll receive the 8 live classes that we do. We meet for 75 minutes, and then there's 12 self-paced learning modules. So you receive guided meditations, recorded sound healings, psychic development exercises, video and audio lessons, breathwork video trainings, journal prompts. We work with affirmations, and then online group support. So what that means is I have a dedicated Telegram chat on there, and that allows for people to connect and communicate. Hi, I'm talking about my psychic development class I'm teaching that's coming up soon. But yeah, so we have a chat, and that just allows for people to connect and communicate like throughout the week and get to know each other. And that's not like a requirement. People don't have to participate in the chat, but I just think that's a supportive way for people to like ask questions or share experiences throughout the week. Like throughout the week between classes, I like that, because if for example, I have you guys do a homework assignment, you can write about your experience with the assignment. Like, oh, I did the meditation and this happened, or I did the meditation and nothing happened, or I did the meditation and this is what I felt. Like, you can really see how other people are connecting and learn stuff about what you're doing through other people, because this class, this experience is not just about me, the teacher. It's about you and the group all together, being able to support each other through like opening up to these new like abilities. Like, you know, anyone can do this kind of work. It's just about practice. So that's why I give you a ton of like extra material, because it allows you to see what works for you and what doesn't. So I don't expect you to do each of these assignments every single week, like you do 5 different things. I want you to try this kind of meditation and that kind of meditation, because then you can see what is helpful for you directly, or maybe you're more into the journaling, or maybe you're more into the breath work. So it's kind of just giving you a bunch of different skills and a bunch of different types of modalities that can help you connect with your intuition, so that you can see what is effective for you, what is enjoyable for you, what's challenging. And challenging isn't bad. If you don't have to be like amazing at everything the first time you try it. Like, and I always give this example because I think it helps people understand a little bit. Like with psychic abilities or intuitive abilities, some people are just supernaturally open. They can see, they can feel, they can do all the things, or maybe one of those things. And then other people, it's more like uncovering and realizing, oh, I've already been doing this, but I just didn't get it. I just didn't realize that's what it was. It's like giving you the framework, the language to understand it. So I give the example of, it's like guitar or painting. Like some people just pick up a paintbrush and they're a masterpiece. It's a masterpiece. Or someone, you know, it's Jimi Hendrix, the first time they play guitar. But then other people, it's like you have 10 years of playing hot cross buns, you know, to get to understand how it works. So there's no pressure within this class to be a professional. This isn't a training class to be certified to do this type of work. It's for you to discover, explore, have fun. And most importantly, my intention, as I said before, is to release fear, release shame, release doubt, like anything that would hold you back from even trying to experience something with outside of your day-to-day reality. So yeah, we talk about angels and connecting with angels and spirit guides, mediumship, cosmic energy, Breathwork, the psychic senses, as we mentioned before, and then we will practice using oracle cards, pendulums, as well as doing some telepathic practice work, which is really fun. And we just use a variety of different ways to do that. So the exercises look anywhere from like fun and silly to more deep and meaningful. So we have kind of like just a mixed bag, because I think sometimes it's really important to start with these fun, silly, playful things, because that opens you up more and more to being ready to just see. So I have some fun exercises that we do where we guess, the color of candy and things like that. So it's like using that playful inner child mind to get into a space where you're like, oh, now I can be ready to do things like mediumship and things that are sometimes more a little heavier. So these are the modules. So we have module 1 is called Enter the Body. And so that's all about grounding and connecting with your physical body, working on some breathwork stuff, just to get you centered and ready to expand more. So if we're floating around outside of our body all the time, just thinking in our mind, it's really hard to pull our intuition out of that. We can be experiencing so much at once that we don't even notice it, because we're kind of just in that spiral mind state. So we want to come back into our physical body, which took me like my whole life to understand what the hell that means. Like when people are like, oh, breathe into your feet, like what? So I want to give you some tangible exercises to allow you to understand and experience that. And then we go into the emotions in module 2. So that's about boundaries and like spiritual boundaries, as well as boundaries within your life, with, relationships, family, people they work with, that kind of thing, allowing you to see what is yours and what is someone else's. And that is a skill that is, helpful in our interpersonal, life, human stuff, but also within our, the spiritual aspect, because if we're able to decipher that in just like day-to-day life, that allows you to see, is this message for me or is this message for someone else? Like those kinds of more advanced questions that you begin to ask yourself if you so choose to do readings for other people in a professional capacity. So module 3 is about the heart. So we enter the heart. We talk about like compassion and connecting with that like source, infinite light within, like and also being open to receive, because that's, sometimes the hardest thing is being open to receive. And that can affect our intuitive ability as well, because we can block ourselves off. And that can be, detrimental to us emotionally, just on a day-to-day basis, but as well as within this type of work of being able to find more information. So if someone asks you a question, you could get some more precise answers when the heart is open. And the heart, is there's a bridge between our mind and our heart. So if we're going to be, which is our throat, but if we're going to be getting it psychic information, like from, from the ether into our crown, we want to be able to feel it through our heart to know, is this true? So we need to be able to filter it through our mind and then into our heart. So we have to open this up in order to receive more. So yeah, that is module 3. Then we talk about entering the spirit. So we talk about like the aura, the energy bodies, like what does it mean to receive a message? Like, what does that feel like? What is that? How can I understand that more clearly? And then module 5, we talk about the mind. So entering the mind, and like beginning to, and this is a lifelong thing. You're not going to just learn this within doing this, one exercise. But the idea of like, what is anxiety? What is intuition? Like, what is a gut feeling, a knowing, and what is like your mind spiraling, thinking, like the worst case scenario type of thinking. So being able to decipher, this is an intuitive hit and this is fear or anxiety I'm picking up from past experiences or just from, the state of your mind and your energy. So then module 6, we talk about the energy. Oh, did we just say that? Yeah, we talk about the energy. And then module 7 is called Enter the Helpers, and we talk about connecting with your spirit guides. So I like to think of those as the helpers, like spirits, angels, things like that, that are there to assist you if you're open to connecting with them. They're already, there. It's just being able to begin to open that bridge of communication and like, what could that look like? And then module 8 is called Enter the Angels, and we talk more specifically about connecting with angelic energies and what they represent and why would that even be beneficial or interesting to you. And then module 9 is called Enter the Other Side. So module 9 is where module 9 through 12 is where you're going to receive all this after the 8 weeks. So this is kind of the more advanced quote unquote stuff. So this you'll receive after all the live classes, and you'll be able to continue going on through these exercises on your own at your own pace. So module 9 is called Enter the Other Side, and that's where we begin to talk about mediumship and communicating with like identifiable spirits, people that we knew, our ancestors, things like that, where we have information, like physical understanding of like, this is who this is, how I can bring back evidence around that, and what would be beneficial about that. And we talk about connecting with your honorable ancestors and like generational healing and how that can be helpful, not only for you, but your family, And then module 10 is called Enter the Soul, and we start talking more about journey work and connecting with like being able to go into astral spaces and be able to receive information psychically that is a little bit beyond just the limits of this time and space. We talk more about kind of like going out there and going further and being able to receive information about yourself through all time. And module 11 is getting further into that, which is called Enter the Memory. And we talk about the Akashic records and past lives and connecting with different aspects of yourself throughout time. So Enter the Soul is kind of like the precursor to the memories, so it give you kind of some understanding of those more like esoteric concepts so that we can like even care about it. Because okay, it's cool, it's interesting to see, but why is this helpful in my life? What can this do for me now? So just giving you a little bit of understanding of that language so that it's easier for you to decipher the information. So it's not just like mumbo jumbo jargon talk. You can actually get it. And then entering the memory is more about your personal experience. So I have some meditations that guide you through going into the Akashic records and connecting with past life memories as well. And then module 12 is called Enter the Cosmos, and that's where we get the weirdest, and we talk about connecting with cosmic energies, aliens, that kind of stuff. And just like the idea of life beyond just a human existence, and why that would be interesting or helpful to us now. So in those classes you receive in those modules, you'll receive some video material, some audio material, written material, and like exercises for you to do at your own pace, at your own time. So yeah, so for example, some of the meditations, one's called Meet Your Spirit Guide, one is called Ancestor Connection Journey, one is called the Inner Ear Sound Journey. So they all kind of go through different elements of, again, the clear senses, mediumship, the Akashic records, and like past life soul memory type of stuff. So it's taking you from the body, being here in the now, into the infinite source of oneness. Like we go through a little bit of everything so that as you begin to explore these more ethereal topics, you have some kind of framework to understand them. And the live classes are more about practicing so you can build confidence, and also doing the energy healing and clearing to allow you to be comfortable with this idea, to release fears. Like fear is a huge one. You know, I was very scared about demons and darkness, and like, you know, I have to protect myself and like do like 100 million things before I could even like open up my cards, because I'm scared that something dark is gonna come in. That's a big fear for people. Another fear for people might be, oh, people think I'm fucking crazy, or am I crazy? Am I going crazy? That's another huge one. And so that's pretty common. Doubt is another really huge one that I want to work on with people, is like knowing, okay, I'm really like, I'm getting it. Like I'm receiving a message and this is true, or, you know, I saw this crazy like thing in my vision and I'm able to trust it. Like being able to build up that trust within yourself. And then also shame of being, you know, ostracized, like in some ways. And for some people that's very real. Like, you know, your family might not support you, or people in your community might not support you like at all for being like open to spirituality. And then for some people that's less tangible in their reality. It's more about an inner shame of like, who am I to say that I could do this? That kind of thought pattern. So I want us to all be able to release and let go of that shit. And that's, you know, that's a big theme for my work as a whole, like with my readings and my healing sessions with people, is releasing fear, shame, doubt. Like that's what I'm here to help people with. But this class is really centered around that, and then giving you a framework, a languaging to understand, and also to have fucking fun, to be playful, to be in joy, like to be in community. And that's like something that Spirit enjoys, at least from my perspective, is when we are just being silly, just having fun. Like that's when the light can shine the brightest, you know, like that's when you can see and feel and know more. Like, have you ever been, you know, to a concert and the music just gives you chills because everyone in the room is singing, and like, you know, that feeling, like we can connect to that feeling in so many ways. So, that feeling of like, I can feel love. And, you know, Spirit to us should feel like that. And, you know, sometimes when we're working on mediumship, there can be more painful experiences that come forward, because sometimes it is about death and the way people died, and they need healing around that. But that's not the only aspect of mediumship and psychic development. That's one aspect of it, and we will touch on that. And grieving and being able to help people through that is an honor and a privilege in this lifetime that I'm lucky to have, even if it's intense sometimes. But that's not like the only thing. And this class is really about being like seen and understood. Like, I created this class because this is something I would have wanted, because I felt so much in fear. And I'm very, very lucky and blessed to have had really amazing teachers within the spiritual community, like Miss Daly, like Lauren. I've really been able to work with some amazing people, and I'm very, very lucky, because I know that's not everyone's story, everyone's case. And there is a lot of fear mongering and stuff like that within this type of field and within this type of work. And also, like, feeding on people's insecurities. There is a lot of, I think, issues with certain teachers out there. So I just wanted to be able to be here as my authentic self and be able to provide a good experience for people, to feel comfortable enough to open up and to feel like they have that support emotionally, physically, mentally, and spiritually to go through this type of journey, this type of healing work. It's not everyone is going to be a psychic, because it's their choice whether or not they want to tune into those frequencies, but everyone has the capabilities to do it. And if this is something that's at all interesting to you, if you even follow me, like, I'm sure you're inclined to be interested in this type of work, like intuition, meditation, healing, that kind of thing. So if you're like, I'm not psychic, that's your mind, because anyone can be psychic. It's just about remembering, and this class gives you a ton of different skills to work on that ability. My whole tagline thing with my podcast is everyone is a little bit psychic. We just have to remember. It's also on my website, but that's my whole mantra. My whole thing is we all can, like, I'm special, I'm amazing, like, I'm fucking awesome, but I'm not any better than you. It's just about building skills. And I'm really lucky to be able to even be interested in this. My life is so much different, so much better than it was when I was younger and was in so much fear. And I'm just happy to have discovered these things about myself, so I want to help other people do it too. I love you guys. I'm getting emotional, so let's get off this pretty soon. I was like just thinking about how grateful I am. So if this sounds like something you want to do, you can sign up directly on my website, gracelannon.com. The class begins April 9th. Like I said, it's at 5:30 p.m. PST. We'll meet for 75 minutes for 8 weeks. You can go directly to my website. Right now we're having a pre-sale. So if you want to sign up and you're like, ooh, hell yes, I advise you to do it now, before the 26th, which I think is tomorrow. So before tomorrow, because if you do, you receive a discount. So you receive $111 off your tuition for class. And then you also get a 45-minute one-on-one private session with me, for free. It's not really free because you're paying for the class, but it's a bonus. It's included. So you get that extra if you sign up for the class today or tomorrow. So pre-sale ends tomorrow. So you just have to, when you check out on the website, there'll be a coupon code that you'll type in, and it's pre-sale. It's in all caps. Pre-sale, Presale. This is all on my website written down in text. So if you want to just go there, you can read it. But yeah, it ends tomorrow, the pre-sale. So if you're thinking about signing up, I would do it now, just because, I mean, you don't have to, but everyone loves a little sale, don't they? I've never done a pre-sale before, so I just thought it would be a fun thing to do, and, you know, just give people a little discount, if they so choose. So the class itself is $888, for the 8 weeks and the 12 modules. And then, if you sign up, again, with the pre-sale, you get $111 off that total. And then I also have payment plans. So if you don't want to pay that $888 outright in full, you can pay 2 payments, 3 payments, 4 payments, 5 payments. The 5 payments is $177. And if you want to sign up with a payment plan, you just have to put a deposit down in order to sign up, which is $111. So if you pay that, then you can just let me know how many more payments you want to do. And I just send out an email to you and I ask you. So don't worry about that. If you are like, oh, how do I do that? All you have to do is just pay the deposit. I send you an email. I say, hello, thank you for signing up. I'm so excited. How many payments would you like to do? And then those are, payments are collected every 2 weeks via an invoice that goes directly to your email, and you can pay with PayPal or like a debit, credit, card, online card. And also if anyone like needs an extended payment plan, like if you want to sign up this class and, it would be helpful to you, just send me an email. I'm more than willing to have your payments go out every 3 weeks or something like that, if that's helpful. Because I want this class to be accessible. I know $888 is a higher price point for some people. But I also, the amount of material that I put into this, I'm just trying to value my work, not undersell myself. It's just something I tend to do. So I want to be mindful of that, but I also just want you to know that if you do need a little extra time, I'm totally flexible on that. And yeah, if you guys want to also read about other people's experiences in the class, I have a bunch of testimonials on my website. So for example, let's read one. Grace is such a loving presence, genuine and authentic, that she makes me feel supported and comfortable, helping me be more receptive to all the information tools and receptive to all the information tools and healings she gave us. So that's a very kind review. And there's a bunch of reviews on my site if you want to read about what other past students have said. And then also on here on my IGTV page on Instagram, if you go further down, there are 3 different interviews, I believe, with past students of mine who we talk about their experience in Spirt School. I also am going to be doing a few lives next week with some other former students, talking about their experience and just connecting with them about their intuition and their practice and everything. So I'm really looking forward to that. But those are on my IGTV. For some reason, I can't say that. And then they're also on my website. I uploaded them on there, so you can watch those. There's also a sample meditation and a sample lesson. So if you kind of want to see what some of that material is like, you can do a little sneak peek moment and listen to one of the meditations and listen to one of the lessons. And even if you don't sign up for the class, take advantage of that. Yeah, that's about it. I'm really excited, and I hope this was helpful and informational. So if you still have questions about the class, feel free to again email me, grace@gracelandon.com. I'll put that in the comments on here, my email and the website, and then it's all linked as well in my bio on here. And again, like I said at the beginning of this, you can set up a free 15-minute consultation with me, and then we can talk face to face and just see if I am the teacher for you, if this is the class for you. And you can ask me whatever. And yeah. Let's just like do a little sound to close it out. Just do a little sound bowl moment. But it was so nice to talk with you guys. This class has been so joyous for me to teach and to create. And I just hope that, everything I do can be helpful. Not everything in the whole world, but within this class. Because I know that not everything is for everyone. But I just want to like ding this, give this a little sound just for funsies. I'm trying to grab my thingy. But yeah, so let's reiterate, go to the website if you want to sign up for class. We have payment plans. The pre-sale ends tomorrow. Email me if you have questions or DM me. Email is preferred. And set up a consultation if you want to. And yeah, class begins April 9th. So the cart, like for closing, will close April 8th. So the day before class ends. If you're like, oh my God, I want to sign up, do it today or tomorrow for the pre-sale. And then otherwise, just sign up before the 8th. And the class is pretty small. Ideally, it'll be like 8 people maximum. So there's not that many spots available. If you are thinking about it, just keep that in mind. But yeah, I'm just going to play this for fun. Just to close our video. And just take a deep breath. I'm trying to do this without falling. This will be better. Hold on. Take a deep breath. Yay. All right. So again, you know where to find the information. Thank you for joining me and watching me and hanging out. And yeah, love you guys. I just put out a new podcast today too. If you want to listen, I advise you to. It's an interview with Adriana from the Gangster Hippie. We're talking about crystal magic and burlesque and dancing with fire and the internet. We're going everywhere. So enjoy that conversation. And then again, you can sign up on my website. Bye-bye. See you later.